Cannot solve. We can cure any disease, and we can end hunger, and without secrets, without the hoarding of knowledge and information, we can finally realize our potential.
Hey, we are back.
Are you sure? You're so excited.
We are back. We're still here.
Yeah. We've been here.
I was thinking recently in the news, we've seen sort of incidences of sort of people taking the platform of social media, live streaming, in really tragic directions. Obviously, there's many instances of people using it in positive ways, and I'm just sort of curious for all of you, just sort of what you feel your responsibility is to sort of have an online presence and the share of yourself, or what you feel doesn't have to be shared.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that technology can do in the positive or negative is just change the velocity of something. So I think that, you know, that can go very negative very quickly, or it can also try to understand where someone might need help, where someone might need support, and offer solutions and present solutions much faster. So this is obviously a complicated problem that we don't fully understand yet because the technology is so new. I mean, just the ability to see someone live halfway around the world and actually see their perspective through their own eyes presents entirely new experiences and entirely new challenges. And because it's happening in real time, you know, it's not something that we've ever really had to address or solve before. But I think with a positive intent of if we can create greater venue for people to offer support faster, to provide resources of help. If you do have more negative leaning thoughts or taking a negative impact, to just change the mindset and try to use the crowd and the support structure that you may have around you to influence a different sort of outcome. But it's new, and we have to learn really, really quickly. But I do think we can't just be tool makers here. I think we need to make sure that we are advocating for positive usage of it, realizing that, you know, there will be negative, and the faster we can learn from that and understand where the appropriate time is to help and how to help, we get better. So just have to make it a priority.
Yeah, the one thing I learned, especially during the election, is maybe don't so much put your face and name behind things. Put your platform behind something that you want to shine light on, an artist or a community activist. I remember I was at Sundance during the Women's March, and I realized, well, if I'm out there sending selfies of me, there's people going to go, yeah, celebrity in Park City, whatever. And I saw a lot of people trying to write off the Women's March by going, it's just LA and New York. So I could retweet, here's Boise, here's Charleston, here, like, it was way bigger, and it's not this just exclusive East Coast. It was everywhere. It was Chicago. So, and I was seeing a lot of people doing that, and that's what made it, I think it landed with so much more impact, was that you could immediately erase the lie of, you know, coastal elites. Like, no, it's not. It's literally everywhere, and here's proof it's happening right now. So that's a great way to use, to me, to use social media, is put light on stuff that you want to, you know, have more attention brought to.
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing, you know, working with the He for She campaign to see how social media can put out ideas that can really change people's thought processes and evoke a completely different kind of connection and empathy to a certain issue. And, you know, just in the last 4 months, we've had 115,000 conversations on Twitter using the hashtag He for She, and I've seen it making a tangible difference. I've witnessed that. So I think it's as we've been saying, you know, social media technology, it's a kind of amplifier in a way. It's a really, really powerful megaphone that can be used for good or ill. And the kind of internet and technology is kind of this, it's kind of like the Wild West right now. And everyone's trying to figure out how to sort of get a handle on or try to govern this kind of ungovernable force to keep people safe, but also to make sure that we're not restricting freedoms and civil liberties. So it's I love and I'm just so proud of this film because it just tackles so much of that head on, and I think it touches so many aspects of everyone's lives. I think this film is relevant to absolutely everyone, really. I mean, we know that over half of the world now are internet users. More than half the world use telephones and have internet on their phones. This really pertains to just a massive, massive demographic of the world.
It still sort of comes down to a personal, individual bent that is as different as there are people in the world. Do you look to all of this for enlightenment, to help you understand things you do not understand, or do you look to it for confirmation of things you already believe and accept as to be true? Because there was that just despicable aspect of Pizzagate, the pizza parlor in suburban Washington. And I am sure that there were tweets that came out that said, this is nonsense. This guy is selling pizzas. Yeah. But I don't recall any of those being brought to the forefront or being as nearly as prompting of action as were the absolute false ones that went out. It comes down to we are goofy, imperfect, ungovernable species. We are unpredictable, and we seem to we are attracted to various different sort of flames like moths. And is that flame something that enlightens the cave, or is it a flame that burns the house down? And that's in that case, it's as individual as our own DNA and our own fingerprints. How you take to the entire great technological world is really bent on what our own motivations are. And
I have to ask you really quickly one thing.
Hit me.
Has anyone ever got back to you about whether or not they've found a missing glove? This is how Tom uses his social media. If you post gloves and shoes and odd socks,
only singles.
Have they been reunited?
Yeah.
This is what I need to know.
My deep-seated fantasy is that yes, someone has said, "That's my glove," and they go right back to the corner of wherever it was taken, and they pick it up.
Why did you think to start doing that?
Well, because whenever I would see, it started with like gloves, but also like little baby shoes and booties, and I said, "That's a story. That's a story of someone got home to their apartment and said, oh, I lost my glove. Can I afford another glove? That was a great, Or the little baby says, why is the baby crying? Oh my God, her foot's freezing because her booty fell off
I'm going to do the
breakfast
show host thing and say that is all we have time for, folks. And thank you so much for tuning in and for listening. And our movie opens this Friday, if you'd like to go and see it.
Here comes Donna with the traffic.
Yes, and the weather report is following now.
Thanks, Jack, for hosting the
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Super cool.
I am a believer in the perfectibility of human beings. At The Circle, we can finally realize our potential. When we are our best selves, there isn't a problem that we cannot solve. We can cure any disease, and we can end hunger. Imagine the human rights implications. The possibilities are endless.
Your payment, it was for $78.13 and the bill was for $78.31.
Thank you.
You got the job at The Circle.
Have a drink, have a good time, and stay excited. You're at The Circle.
Hello, May. How are you?
Jared here. I'll be doing your training.
When I first started, it took me a few weeks to really get the hang of it. Believe me, you're doing fine.
You should come visit me at work sometime.
You might think I was there to clean the toilets. Everyone really likes you.
Your work's been exemplary, strong ratings, but your absence at several events.
Sorry, my dad had an episode and I was home helping out.
Is that related to his MS?
I've been looking into your parents' situation, and I have an idea. I was thinking it would make sense for May's folks to come on the Circle Health Plan.
I want to say how much I value what you've done for my family.
May, you're a valued part of The Circle. We care about everybody you care about. May's only been with us for a few months, but she has made quite an impression. So, May, do you think you behave better or worse when you are being watched? We have cameras in place all over the world right now.
We used to go on adventures, we used to have fun and see things, and now it's all filtered through this. Does this really seem okay to you?
I didn't create this. This is not what I had in mind. Things at the Circle, they need to change. Everything recorded, seen, broadcast is stored and analyzed here. They can use it however they see fit, no matter what it's cost.
Knowing is good, but knowing everything is better. So, May, is there anything you want to tell us?